numerals trimmed in white. So Ludington and Ann Arbor Skyline, we're all set here. Hopefully all you Oriole fans are excited about this. I know Warren and myself are really excited. He's got double.
Let's get going.
Yep, Warren's doing double duty. He's color commentary man for the boys' games today and tomorrow, and of course he'll be coaching his girls a bit later this afternoon. But right now the boys set to take place here at Ferndale High School. The tip is controlled by the Ludington Orioles. Lacombe controls it to Aiden Gilchrist. Now back to David Sunshine Schillinger. Where's number 3? He'll give it up to Holmes. Holmes now to Gilchrist, Levi Lehman. Lehman at the free throw line. He'll dish it to Lacombe. Up and in! Great start right there, Warren.
What a great look and great finish by Peyton. Skyline starting out man-to-man. I know we thought we might see some zone, but...
There's a shot right there. And, boy, we're right in a hurry there. Lacombe.
And one.
And is that going to count? I don't think they're counting the basket.
They're lining it up. Scoop. Count it.
Count the bucket. Very good. So Peyton Lacombe off to a flying start here. 7:34 to go, and it's already 4-0. Free throw up and no good. Rebound to Skyline's number 34. That's Will Gardner. But 4 quick points for Peyton Lacombe. Skyline in a hurry. Shot put up no good. They're off the mark by number 13, Ben Still. And here comes Holmes for the Orioles. He'll dish it now. Schillinger with a quick move loses the ball out of bounds, and it'll be Skyline basketball.
Great job by Spencer there getting down and rebounding with the big boys.
I was going to ask you, Warren, your observations of this first 45 seconds of this ball game.
Fast and furious. Get the subs ready if we go at this pace.
Yeah. Skyline with the ball. Ludington up 4-0. Again, Ann Arbor Skyline out of the Southeastern Conference Red Division. Shot no good. Wow.
What a no call, huh?
Yeah, here's a shot up. No good. Lacombe fighting for it, and Lacombe gets it. Yeah, that was definitely a
great box out by Levi, and went over the back. Just didn't get the call. Going to have to go get that
Schillinger,
ball.
now he'll dish it to Lacombe. Yeah, right on that, Warren, no doubt. Fast pace this first minute and a half. First minute and 20 seconds of this game. Levi Lehman, nice move on the baseline. He overlaid it, however, and rebound to the Eagles. And coming down with the rebound was number 22, Lucas Lynch. Now here's a three-point attempt up, in and out, no good by Sam Koling. And here come the Orioles. Sunshine Schillinger with it. Ludington up 4-0, 6:18 to go. Schillinger to the hoop, no good. And rebound to the Eagles. And it looks like these refs are really going to let the boys play.
We talked about that in the pregame. Sometimes these holiday tournaments, they're kind of letting them go. And there's a score for Skyline, number 34.
Will Gardner scores for the Eagles, and here come the Orioles. Lynch with it now. Ludington up 4-2, 5:58 to go in the opening quarter. We're here at Ferndale High School. Motor City Roundball Classic. Lacombe. Now he'll dish it to Lehman. Lehman will go baseline. And his pass out to Schillinger. Three-pointer. No good. Rebound to the Orioles Eagles lost it out of bounds. They couldn't control the rebound right there.
One thing the Orioles are doing really nice right now is making Skyline close out, which is one of the hardest things to do in basketball, and kind of starting the avalanche.
Another one of those Coach Thad Shank trademarks right there.
For sure. He talks a lot about getting the avalanche. If you can get people running at you, you often can drive right by them, and they're doing a great job of that tonight so far.
Schillinger sometimes he gets a little bit happy with his feet right there, and he's called for the travel.
Yeah, just got to keep that pivot foot down, and once that ball hits the floor, unlock your foot, and then you can go.
He's so quick that sometimes, his body gets going in front of his feet right there. Skyline with the basketball. Ludington leads 4-2, 5:26 to go in the opening quarter here from Ferndale High School. Here's a shot put up no good there by James Harrison Jr., and Harrison will get it back. He'll have the steal right there, and there's a shot up and in, and give the bucket there to Ben Still.
Another play where Peyton, tried to take the charge, and they're just not going to call that early on here.
C3 Orioles getting up right now. There's a steal by the Eagles, and with the basketball, Lucas Lynch, his shot no good. Rebound fought for, and it goes out of bounds, and it's going to be, I believe, Skyline basketball. Checking into the Oriole lineup, number 52, that's Matthew Westhouse, 6'8" junior. Also checking in, number 54,
Gage
Jones, who is just a sophomore. And I think it was one of the Gilchrist ones.
Number 12.
Okay. Three-point attempt. Up and in, a three-pointer right there. Score that for Lucas Lynch. And now, after Ludington had a 4-0 lead, Ann Arbor Skyline has run off 7 straight points. We got a timeout on the floor. I believe we're going to stay right here. And, yes, as Warren was saying, the other Oriole who came into the game, number 12, Nathan Gilchrist, a 6-foot junior. We'd like to thank some more of our wonderful sponsors, beginning with Indian Summer Co-op. They are proud to be a sponsor of the Oriole Sports Network and our Ludington area athletes. We wish you all the best for this season of sports. Play strong, play proud, and as always, stay healthy. Go Ludington Orioles. You said you had a good drive down yesterday,
yeah,
Coach,
it was
right?
great. I mean, the weather was awful, so, we were just happy to make it. And all the girls made it safe, and all the parents and families and fans that came to support us all made it safe, so that's great.
We did get some snow in Ludington over the night. We left at 9:30 this morning, had a beautiful drive from Ludington here to the Ferndale. So,
Yep. Let's see what we got coming out of that timeout. The Skyline's still in man here.
Schillinger has it for the Orioles. He'll dish it now to Nathan Gilchrist. Nathan Gilchrist, Gage Jones. Gage Jones wearing 54. Now back to Peyton Lacombe. Orioles trailing 7-4. 4:36 to go in the opening quarter. Matthew Westhouse with it. Westhouse, where's number 52? Now he'll give it. Gage Jones, 15-footer. Good! He banked it off the glass.
Great shot by Gage Jones. Had a chance to see some practices this week, and Gage Jones is right where he belongs, in my opinion. He's playing really well, and he's relentless.
He is a competitor, a heck of a competitor.
From nobody.
Yep, there's a steal by Nathan Gilchrist, and he'll give it now to Gage Jones. Ahead now to Lacombe. Lacombe in the lane, little layup, or little, I guess, half hook there, wouldn't fall. And Skyline with the rebound, and here come the Eagles. With the ball, James Harrison Jr., shot no good, but he draws the foul, and he'll shoot two.
Skyline's going to get after it. They're going to look to outlet quick and run, and these guards are attacking the basket. We got to make sure we're transitioning back in our defense, whatever it is.
Harrison Jr. at the free throw line, a 6'3" senior. First shot, good. Ann Arbor Skyline 8, Ludington 6. 3:59 remaining in the opening quarter.
Little different look for the Orioles when Westhouse is in the game, playing that low dunker position.
Second free throw also good. So Harrison Jr. gets both free throws, give the Skyline Eagles a 3-point lead, 9-6, 3:56 to go. They tried to get the ball into Westhouse there. He deflected it, and it went right into the hands of Lucas Lynch. Lynch now to Ish Abdul Aziz. Back to Harrison Jr. Now to Abdul Aziz. Lucas Lynch, 5'9" senior guard. Skyline working the ball nicely here.
A nice job around the perimeter, but like Coach said in that pregame interview, we let them do that. There's an offensive rebound and a score for Skyline.
Sam Kaling right there got the offensive rebound and the putback, and Ann Arbor Skyline up 11-6 with 3:18 to go in the opening quarter. Nathan Gilchrist with it now. Peyton Lacombe. Lacombe has the ball stolen. Ahead of the field is Lucas Lynch. His shot up and no good, but he draws the foul, and he'll shoot two.
Yeah, just, forcing it maybe a little bit in the gaps at times offensively. Coach Shake always talks about passing to single gaps and driving into double and triples, and I think we're kind of driving into some singles, and that's why we're losing the ball more than we should right now.
Lynch's first free throw is good. If my memory serves me correct, Warren, Ann Arbor Skyline is not that old of a high school.
It's not. In my time in Southeast Michigan, which, I was there 20 years from when I graduated high school, they were new within that 20 years. I think within the last 15 years is probably about when they came to be.
Lynch gets both free throws, and it gives his team a 13-6 lead with 3:07 to go in this opening quarter. David Sunshine Schillinger with the ball. Boy, Ludington came out in that hot 4-0 start. Did. With Lacombe getting two quick baskets, and they've been rather cold since then, early in about the 7:15 mark. Schillinger, good! Give him a three from the far baseline.
Great pass by Gage Jones, driving baseline. Call that a baseline drift right to David in the corner for the shot.
Ann Arbor Skyline 13, Ludington 9. 2:40 to go, opening quarter.
Ludington in their 21 defense here with Westhouse in the game.
Schlecht had it there, and they'll get it now to Gardner. Underneath, basket up and in. Give it there to Ben Still. Still's a 6'5" junior. Schillinger with it now. And Schillinger is going to draw the foul. Ludington trails 15-9.
great thing about David, when he drives, he seeks out contacts, and the refs gave him that call there, which is great. They had his hands all over him.
You know, Warren, I talked with Coach Shank about that. I said, is it just me, or this was after the Manistee game back on December 17th. I said, is it just me, or it seems like David Schillinger is hitting the floor an awful lot more than he did last year as a freshman? He goes, no. He goes, that's right. Schillinger, nice move. And boy, talking about, my goodness, talking about hammered. Contact right there. And to rub salt in the wound, no call, and then the ball goes back to Ann Arbor Skyline.
Yeah, it's a great take by David. 2 Skyline players came over, knocked him down, and actually they're giving it to Ludington here. So
they reversed it here. They reversed it. Okay, we got some substitutions
Dylan
in.
Eaton, number 23 in the game.
Oh, Eaton's pass too far right here. We got a steal and a shot up and in, and give that bucket to Ish Abdul Aziz, 5'9" junior for Ann Arbor Skyline. And the Eagles now have a 17-9 lead over the Orioles with 1:55 to go in this opening quarter. Aiden Gilchrist, Lacombe with it. Lacombe, nice move. Shot blocked right there. Wow. Yeah, you know, the boys are going to learn.
Yeah.
They're
going to ball for a couple seconds. They didn't call it. Now Skyline on the fast break.
You're exactly right. Skyline, and there's stuff that we're seeing here. There's a traveling violation. Ludington's going to have to adjust to that with how these officials are calling this, and there is...
Yeah, we love that call because it went to Ludington, but Spencer Holmes was on the guy's back, and I think, one of the Gilchrist was pushing him with 2 hands.
And we've seen
I don't know how they called that a travel.
And we've seen Warren both ways with Ann Arbor Skyline players being over the back of Ludington players right here.
Yeah, they got to clean it up on both ways.
A lot more go here. Basket is up and in by the Eagles' Ben Still, who's having a great first quarter here. That'll give the Eagles a 19-9 lead over the Orioles. And, as we've observed, and we saw it in the previous game, too, between Howell and Saginaw Heritage, these officials,
they're going to let it go.
They're letting them play. There's some...
That's a Southeast Michigan thing, and I think that's a holiday tournament thing. So
a lot of physicality.
We just got to adjust to it. You know what it is now. You're almost a quarter in. Now you have to adjust how you play and just play that way.
Still completes the 3-point play for the Eagles, and they're up 20-9. Levi Lehman with it. Lehman will dish it now to Aiden Gilchrist.
By Gilchrist.
Colanthus in the corner, no good, and rebound to the Eagles. And now we're going to have an offensive charge right there called on James Harrison Jr.
Great take by Cole. Set his feet, take one for his team. And that's what this Ludington team needs right now. Sometimes that'll spark you a little bit.
Orioles shot out to a quick 4-0 lead. They had that lead at about the 7:20 mark of this opening quarter. And since then, scoring has been pretty hard for the Orioles, finding the hoop right here. Anthus. And his pass a little too much right there. He thought that Lacombe was going to cut to the hoop right there.
He kind of blind cut it, and he kind of stopped it off. I think Peyton tapped his chest. He knows he could have finished that cut and maybe added to the old dunkometer if he had.
And we got the dunkometer ready to be activated.
Yep, you know
exactly. Ann Arbor Skyline 20, Ludington 9, 52 seconds remaining in the opening quarter. From Ferndale High School, the 26th annual Motor City Roundball Classic, the Ludington Orioles and the Ann Arbor Skyline Eagles doing battle. Ludington back here tomorrow, same time. They will take on the Detroit Cast Tech Technicians. And there's a bucket to number 34, Will Gardner. And now the Eagles have a 22-9 lead.
Ludington's got to start boxing out, otherwise it's going to be a long afternoon. They're not doing a bad job.
Good job there getting a bucket. Levi Lehman, give him the score. And
great jump hook by Levi, and Ludington for the second possession here in a little full court 13 ball press. Try to slow down that transition. That's a great call by Coach Shank.
Orioles trail 22-11. 10 seconds to go in the opening quarter. Gardner with it. Didn't even look at the hoop there, Coach. He was looking to pass that ball back. 5 seconds now. Ludington has moved back. They'll take a three-pointer. No good. And there's the buzzer. And at the end of one from Ferndale High School, the 26th annual Motor City Roundball Classic. A little later today, Warren will be coaching his girls over at Westfield Prep High School against Heartland. Also joining us today, our MVP, one and only Braden Kronline, our OSN WMOM technical engineer, and Julia Havman, our OSN camera woman. Orioles trail 22-11. We begin play here in the second quarter. What do you think Coach Shank told his boys during that intermission break there?
Well, I think he probably told them that, that first quarter's done. They got to settle down and start playing. They're more than capable. They just got to settle in here and play basketball. They can compete, no doubt, with this Skyline team.
Look at Dylan Eaton there taking the ball to the hoop. He absolutely was hammered, Warren.
Hammered, and another no call. But they have to keep attacking.
Adjust.
Keep doing.
They got to
change what you do.
You're right. You got to adjust to that quickly. Because if the refs are going to call it that way both ways, which they are,
yep,
you've got to adjust to that.
Yep. And Skyline here coming out in the second quarter in a little zone, 2-3, very similar to that 21 defense that Ludington's running with Westhouse in the game.
Eaton in the game right now with Sunshine Schillinger, also Nathan Gilchrist, and you have Gage Jones and Matthew Westhouse. Orioles in the first quarter. 3 points for David Schillinger, 2 for Levi Lehman, and 4 for Peyton Lacombe, and 2 for Gage Jones. Schillinger with it. A lot of patience being shown here by the Orioles.
Yeah, they're trying to find their best shot. There's a classic away cut for David. Missed that one. Great rebound by
Dylan Eaton. He had great position in there, Warren.
Yeah, we call that a wedge. He kind of wedged that guy underneath the basket because he couldn't get around him and got that rebound.
Eaton did a nice job. The offensive rebound right there at the missed shot by Schillinger and gets the putback, and Ludington trails 22-13 with 6:45 to go in the opening half.
Well, that's what you got to do. It's 2 points at a time. You're not going to make up a 10-point lead in one shot. You just play every possession and claw your way back in.
Harrison Jr. with it. Loses it, gets it back. Now on the wing, he finds his teammate, and that was Lucas Lynch. No good. Put back. Right now, Ann Arbor Skyline doing a good job on the offensive boards.
They are doing a great job. We got to make sure that we're putting bodies on people and then securing the ball.
Gage Jones with it. Fakes the shot. Now he'll give it to Westhouse. Westhouse shot, no good. Westhouse rebounds it, loses it. And now the ball goes out of bounds, and it should be Oriole basketball. Yes, it will be.
Yes.
Good hustle right there by Sunshine Schillinger.
Great hustle, throw it off number 15 there. And a great take by Gage Jones. You know, a step through, found Westhouse, and we missed that layup, but that was a good possession for Ludington.
We get some shots like that, Westhouse point blank like that. He's going to make a lot more than he misses.
Great hands down there. He's doing a great job, man.
Schillinger to Westhouse. Now to Gage Jones. Gage Jones, nice pass. Oh, basket underlaid right there, however. The Orioles get it back there. What a pass, though. Here's a three-pointer, in and out, no good. Westhouse with the board. He loses it. Right there is Eaton. He loses it. Boy, the ball, there's seems to be a lid on the basket right now.
Yeah, even halfway down. I mean, those rolled in and out.
Ball goes, saved right there by the Eagles, number 13, Ben Still. Shot up and no good. Offensive board and no good there, and it seems like both teams having a little problem right now finding the hoop, and now we're going to have a traveling violation called on Nathan Gilchrist. You know, Coach Shank, that last offensive, not that one there, Warren, but the offensive possession before that, he had to be pleased, even though they didn't get the bucket, the way the Orioles worked the boards and the passing they made.
And I think Oriole fans, maybe if you haven't seen a JV game yet, if you've just watched varsity, you're seeing what Gage Jones can bring to the table. You know, he's going to penetrate, he's going to dish, he can shoot it, you know, so great to see him acclimating to this group.
All right, we got a steal here by the Orioles. Schillinger shot up and good. Sunshine
ball press, got a quick steal. That's exactly what we want. Keep Skyline on their toes.
Yep. Give credit to Aiden Gilchrist on that steal right there. Who's checked into the game. He's number 21. Look at the defense by the Orioles harassing Ann Arbor Skyline right now. Ludington trails 22-15. Shot on the way, off the mark. High rebound right there. Shot no good, but a foul underneath. On the court right now for the Orioles, you have David Schillinger, where's number 3. Peyton Lacombe is checked back in. He's number 42. Gage Jones, number 54. Also, you have Aiden Gilchrist, number 21, and Levi Lehman, number 11. At the free throw line for the Eagles, number 3, Sam Kaling, a 6'5" junior. Yep. First free throw, no good.
Coach Lovelace has to really want number 22, Lucas Lynch, to get the ball against that press. You know, they had a couple of backups in there and kind of throwing it all over the gym, which is what's great for Ludington.
Yeah, and as Coach Shank talked about in his pregame, their big player, Jaden Potts, he talked very highly of him. He's not here today, though.
Okay.
Potts, and Coach Shank talked, again, very highly of him. Here's a steal by Skyline. They got 1 or 2 free throws, and they're up 23-15. Shot no good there by Ish Abdul Aziz, and here come the Orioles.
Another good box out for Ludington, and you know, they're going over the back, and you just got to go get that ball because they're not going to call that over the back.
Now, the pass a little too high right there, and going up for it was
Levi Lehman.
Aiden Gilchrist went up. He tried to bang the ball off a Skyline player, but unfortunately, it ricocheted back off of him before going out of bounds, so it's Skyline basketball. They lead 23-15, 4:35 to go in the opening half.
Oh, great charge by Gilchrist.
Good
what
job.
A great job.
Yeah, Aiden Gilchrist, as you said, Warren, taking one for the team right there. And, you get a foul here, you've earned it.
You have earned it. And he stepped right in front of that drive and put his body on the line. Great job by Aiden.
4 team fouls called on the Orioles, 3 on Ann Arbor Skyline. Ann Arbor Skyline with a 23-15 lead, 4:28 to go in the second quarter. Levi Lehman with it.
Skyline back in their man-to-man here.
Over to Lacombe now to Schillinger. Schillinger will give it up to Gage Jones. He'll fake the shot. Gage Jones now back to Aiden Gilchrist. Over to Schillinger, three-pointer, no good. And rebound to Ish Abdul Aziz of the Ann Arbor Skyline Eagles. Aziz will dish it now and into the corner, three-pointer, in and out, no good. And rebound to Lacombe, ahead to Schillinger. His shot, good.
Great outlet pass by Peyton Lacombe. I think Keelan Laird taught him that, and, the full court outlet pass over his head. That was great.
I think she did. Now we have Ludington has cut this Ann Arbor Skyline lead 23-17, 3:45 to go in the opening half. We have a timeout on the floor. We're going to step aside. You're Wasick, Scoop Hansen, Warren Stowe, Braden Kronline, and Julia Havman. The Oriole Sports Network in conjunction with WMOM. Ludington trails Ann Arbor Skyline 23-17, 3:45 to go in the opening half. It's a front end of a boys-girls doubleheader, as we'll be over at Westfield Prep High School, a 5:40 scheduled tip-off for the Ludington girls taking on the Heartland Eagles. So we get the Ferndale Eagles here, the boys do. I'm sorry, we're at Ferndale High School.
Get the Skyline
Eagles. They are Ferndale's the Eagles.
Okay, yeah.
They're playing the Ann Arbor Skyline Eagles, and then your girls are playing the Heartland Eagles later today.
There you go. Look at that.
Yep. So that'll be at 5:40 scheduled tip-off over at Westfield Prep High School. So Warren's doing some color commentary. He's going to be here at least till halftime. We hope to have him longer.
Yeah, as long as I can be here, I'll be here.
All right. Ann Arbor Skyline with the basketball, shot up, no good by Will Gardner. However,
another offensive rebound for Skyline, up and in. We gotta. We're doing a decent job of boxing out. Now we have to physically go and get the basketball. They're not calling over the back.
Good observation, Coach. Ludington trailed 22-11 at the end of the first quarter. They've held Ann Arbor Skyline to just 3 points in this second quarter, and they've clawed back into this game, but now the Orioles are called for a traveling violation.
It looked like there, too. Cole got knocked down a little bit, but might have traveled before that. So
Ann Arbor Skyline 25, Ludington 17, 3:09 to go, second quarter. On the court for the Orioles right now, Peyton Lacombe. You have Gage Jones, Matthew Westhouse, Cole Anthus, and Levi Lehman. We're happy, Oriole Nation, that you're tuned in and watching this telecast on the OSN or listening on WMOM. Ann Arbor Skyline working the ball well. Shot up, no good, overlaid right there. That shot was put up by Will Gardner, and here come the Orioles. Gage Jones will push it ahead now to Levi Lehman. He'll go baseline, and his shot blocked, and a rebound to Will Gardner. Good
take by Levi. We're gonna finish those. I have no doubt about it. Keep attacking the cup.
I was going to say, Coach, that was a good power move there by Levi.
Yes, it sure was.
Skyline shot blocked there by Westhouse. However, put back up and in and give the basket to Sam Kaling.
Yeah, that's just a killer, And Coach Schenk, I know, no doubt about it, is going to talk to these guys at halftime. You can't give up that many second shots. Of the 27 they have, I bet you at least half of them are on offensive rebounds.
Nice move there. And there's a shot up and in. And they're going to call a charge on that one after some of the stuff they've not called.
Yeah, that's a head scratcher there. I don't even know if the 22, if he even fell down.
Wow.
He kind of moved out of the way at the last minute. Peyton fell down, and they're calling that on Peyton.
Coach Schenk, I can understand being visibly upset about that call right there.
Yeah, he should be. I mean, that's a good take after all the stuff they've let go to call that one. That's a little bit, like I said, a little bit of a head scratcher.
Orioles trail by 10, 27-17. They were down 22-11 at the end of the first quarter of play. Ann Arbor Skyline with the basketball. To the charging call on Peyton Lacombe. What really stings is the basket did not count. So he not only gets the foul, but no points on it. Skyline working the ball. With it, Lucas Lynch. A nice dish right there. Shot up and in. Give the basket to Will Gardner. Boy, they're just killing the Orioles on the inside, Coach.
They sure are. A little late rotation there. The baseline drive to the guy in the middle. We got to be helping the helper.
There's a shot up and partially deflected and blocked right there by Dylan Eaton.
My heart skipped a beat for a second that they might call that not offensive, but they return the favor there, so that's a good take. I think David with that take.
Foul on Ann Arbor Skyline right there. Eagles have a 29-17 lead, 1:28 to go in this opening half. Caleb Smith will be the Ludington Oriole Safe Harbor Credit Union player in the spotlight. You'll hear that interview at the half.
Great kid. I've had the luxury of having him in class, so that's a great listen for all the Oriole fans.
Schillinger with it now. Schillinger out there with Lacombe. Nathan Gilchrist. Also Dylan Eaton and Spencer Holmes. Schillinger with it. Schillinger in the lane. He'll dish it now. Shot put up. No good there by Holmes. 3-point attempt. Nathan Gilchrist gets the ball back, however.
Yeah, nice to see Ludington get a little second opportunity here. We're seeing that on the other end. We got offensive rebound ourselves.
Lacombe 3-pointer. No good. Rebound to James Harrison Jr. He'll outlet it now to Lucas Lynch. Lynch, Abdul Aziz, no good. Fought for. Lacombe gets it. Now he'll dish it out to Holmes ahead to Schillinger. Schillinger will go baseline to Holmes. Now to Eaton. Dylan Eaton with it. 32 seconds to go in the opening half. The Orioles trail by 12, 29-17. Dylan Eaton with it. Eaton now to Holmes. Inside to Lacombe. Peyton Lacombe. Nice little turnaround there. No good. Rebound up in.
Great job by Peyton to stick with that shot. You know, they're obviously, we've theme of the first half. They're not calling a lot. Peyton knows that. He go and got his own rebound and scored.
And that's Peyton's first point since he got the first 4 points of the game early on. First 45 seconds of this contest. 3-point attempt up and in by Ben Still. And there's the buzzer and your score at the half. The Ann Arbor Skyline Eagles 32, the Ludington Orioles 19. And we'll be back in 2 minutes here on the Oriole Sports Network and WMOM. Stay tuned, those fans. Schillinger being harassed right there to Dylan Eaton.
Skyline coming out man-to-man here.
Lacombe able to retrieve the ball there. It was deflected there by Harrison Jr. Schillinger now to Lehman. Levi Lehman in the corner. Gilchrist, 3-pointer. Good!
Great start, great shot, and great possession. Very patient for the Orioles to get what they want.
Aiden Gilchrist tickles the twines from 3-point land, but the Skyline Eagles come right back, and they get a basket from Ben Still. That's too easy, right, Warren?
Very easy. You got to get back on defense. You know, as a group, you know, we're celebrating that shot. We've got to make sure we're finding Peyton, building the defense from the out end.
Orioles trail 34-22. Schillinger with it. Schillinger at the free throw line. His shot blocked right there. But look how quick he is to get that ball back to keep it alive.
Right to himself and go ahead and grabbed it.
Schillinger will dish it now to Lehman. Over to Gilchrist. Gilchrist now back to Lehman on the near baseline. Levi Lehman will kick it back out to Peyton Lacombe. Lacombe, the free throw line now, and he's going to draw the foul. 6:41 to go in the third quarter. Ludington trails Ann Arbor Skyline 34-22.
Good take by Peyton. You know, as we see the game go on, maybe this rest will tighten it up a little bit. Ludington has to keep attacking those gaps and looking to score like they did right there.
Dylan Eaton with it. Eaton picks up his dribble. He'll give it now to Schillinger. Over to Lehman. Lehman will pass it out to Eaton. They'll whirl it around now. Aiden Gilchrist with it. Gilchrist baseline loses control, and here comes the Ann Arbor Skyline Eagles.
The Skyline going zone on those out of bounds. We got to make sure that we're switching into that offensive mindset and getting a really great look.
There's a steal by Levi Lehman. He'll give it up now to Schillinger. Schillinger behind the back pass. 3-pointer, no good there by Peyton Lacombe. Rebound to the Eagles, Ben Still. And now we have a timeout. Timeout on the court. Ludington trails 34-22, 6:07 to go in this third quarter. We're going to stay right here, folks, and tell you about a little bit more about Ann Arbor Skyline Eagles. Again, they're 3-1 coming into this game. They're out of the Southeastern Conference Red Division. Their victories this year have come against Northville 58-48, Monroe 40-39, and Ypsilanti Lincoln 75-55. Their lone loss to Ann Arbor Huron by the score of 48-42. The Skyline Eagles coached by Michael Lovelace. And I enjoyed chatting with him before the game. Got the starting lineup.
Yeah, that's great. There's a lot of great basketball played in Ann Arbor. Obviously, being around a good buddy of mine, Eric Williams, he played at Pioneer. My brother-in-law won a state championship at Ann Arbor Pioneer. You know, I know a lot of kids that went to Huron. And when I was living in Ann Arbor, I coached at a middle school, Scarlet Middle School in Ann Arbor, which was kind of a feeder into Huron. So, you know, a lot of good basketball here, and Skyline's in that mix to be one of those great Ann Arbor teams.
Well, when this game's over, Warren, you might be heading there a little sooner than we are. We're going to be heading 13.16 miles down the Southfield Freeway. According to MapQuest, it says it takes 19 minutes over to Westfield Prep High School for your girls' game against the Heartland Eagles.
Yep, and we're excited to compete tonight there and hope that everybody can maybe take a quick snack break and then get some dinner and then tune in and watch the girls.
Yeah, and that tip-off is slated for 5:40. Well, back to the action here, and Ludington was able to contest a shot there by Ann Arbor Skyline, and now the Orioles with the basketball. Lacombe goes to the bucket, and he draws the foul.
You know, we talk about kind of adjusting to what the game, and I think you see Peyton doing that. He is not getting away from who he is. He is attacking those gaps hard and just being strong with the ball, looking to finish, and the contact's going to come, and eventually you're going to get those calls because the refs see him going hard, and they're going to call those fouls every time.
First free throw is up and in by Lacombe. You know, we're here at Ferndale High School. We're heading over to Westfield Prep, which is located in
Redford, right on the edge
Michigan.
of Detroit there, right between Livonia and Detroit.
Yep.
I think that was the old Bishop Borges High School
Yes.
when it was a Detroit public school.
You and I were talking about that earlier this week. All right, Lacombe gets both free throws, and Ludington trails by 10, 34-24. I see the Orioles put the clamps on the defense right now.
Pressure there, try to press the issue a little bit here.
Lynch with it now. He'll give it to Kaling, and now we have a traveling violation. So Ludington will get the ball back with 5:17 to go in the third quarter. They trail 34-24.
Great little jump start there. Coach Shank calls his 54 his full court man, and then that translates to the half court where you see him scrambling around and forced a turnover.
Dylan Eaton with it now. He'll give it to Sunshine Schillinger. Over to Gilchrist. And now Gilchrist is going to draw the foul. And I'll tell you what, the officials have loosened up here, Warren.
They obviously had a talk at halftime and said, hey, maybe we got to start officiating this game a little bit tighter based on what they see. And, I think that obviously helps us as a team who looks to get into gaps and attack the rim.
Checking into the Skyline lineup, number 10, Caleb Schlecht. Lacombe will trigger the ball into Lehman. Now over to Aiden Gilchrist. Inside there, they were trying to do the alley-oop to Lacombe.
Flex back screen there, and they had him, just threw it got a little excited and threw it a little too high.
Yep, we were hoping to get that dunkometer, the Peyton Lacombe dunkometer activated. We have not been able to activate it yet.
Well, yet is the key word. It's coming, Scoop. I can feel it in my bones.
Exactly. Orioles trail by 10, 34-24. They were down 22-11 at the end of one. They trailed 32-19 at the half. Skyline with the basketball. Schlecht with it. Now he'll give it up to Ish Abdul Aziz. Back to Schlecht. Now to Will Gardner. There's a shot up, no good. Rebound Lacombe. That shot was missed there by Sam Kaling. Now Lacombe loses the ball out of bounds. He was being harassed there by Caleb Schlecht as well as Sam Kaling.
Yeah, another great defensive possession there for Ludington. That's come out in multiple possessions playing man-to-man, and it looks like that's a little bit of the spark they needed on the defensive end. They're active and energized down there for sure.
Nathan Gilchrist has checked back into the Oriole lineup, as has Gage Jones. They join Lehman, Schillinger, and Lacombe. 4:18 to go in the third quarter. The Orioles trail 34-24 to the Ann Arbor Skyline Eagles.
Oh, there's an off-arm offensive foul.
Wow.
The refs missed that one.
Holy cow. Sam Kaling with a forearm shiver right there almost knocked Schillinger down on the court and gets the bucket to add injury to insult. Three-pointer up and no good. Tipped right there by Lehman.
Yeah, he looks like Esky Weinert there with throwing the stiff arm on us.
There's a baseline jumper off the mark right there by Ben Still. It'll be Oriole basketball. Ludington trails by 12, 36-24, 3:49 to go in the third quarter. We'd like to send a shout-out to Beata Needham, also Les Johnson, Dana White, and Mona Johnson, and Lisa McKinley, all listening to the Orioles listening to them on WMOM or watching them on the Oriole Sports Network. There, we're just not getting offensive looks that
we're not. A great drive by Peyton, a little dump off to Levi, and just missed that shot. A lot of contact, but just missed it. And then on the other end, you see Skyline doing the same thing, attacking the rim here and drawing the foul.
Got a timeout on the floor. It's a full timeout. Ludington trails by 12, 36-24. You're watching and listening to the Oriole Sports Network and WMOM. Stay tuned, O's fans. Welcome back to Ferndale High School. Scoop Hansen, Warren Stowe, Braden Kronline, and Julia Havman, the Orioles Sports Network, in collaboration with WMOM. The Orioles trail 36-24, 3:26 to go in this third quarter. I'd like to send a shout out to Michael Brody. I believe that's Peyton Lacombe's grandmother. She is watching from Florida. And also a shout out to Andrea Knowles. She says, go O's, listening from the Keys. And Yeti Hunter says, go Orioles. A special shout out to Barbara Wilson. Today's her birthday, so happy birthday wishes to Barbara Wilson. And we wish you all the best. We know it's tough having to put up with your husband, poor man Wilson, back there in Ludington.
I know Grace Lynn Knowles, I'm sure, has mom tuned in watching, and I know she's going to be watching that girls' game tonight. She's as basketball gets, Grace Lynn.
I was going to ask you there, Warren.
She was on my rec team. She did a great job this year, and had her in basketball camp too. Great kid.
I was going to ask you if you had any shout-outs you'd like to send out to anybody back.
Just all the girls who are listening, that took time to play in that rec program. It's really awesome seeing them. So I just want to say hi to any of those people listening, boys or girls.
2 free throws there for Will Gardner, and the Eagles have stretched their lead now to 38-24. Now we're going to have a double dribble violation called on the Orioles.
And a couple times, once in the first half and then here, you make a good drive and kind of, you call it a blind cut. It's just a back cut where the defense isn't looking and you cut behind them. And we just missed it there and got it to travel, and we missed it earlier and threw it out of bounds.
Still with the ball for the Eagles. He'll give it up now to Kaling. Kaling, nice move, and he gets the bucket. Wow. Kaling there got through a couple of Orioles.
He sure did. Cupped that ball to keep it out of harm's way and then scored. But nice big long step. That was a great offensive move.
16-point Ann Arbor Skyline lead over the Orioles, 40-24, 2:46 to go in the third quarter. Schillinger with it now to Lehman. They'll work it over to Lacombe on the near baseline. Lacombe, he'll go baseline. Now he'll dish it to Lehman. Lehman underneath, shot blocked out of bounds. Well, we have a foul called on the Skyline Eagles. It's called on number 3, Sam Kaling.
Yeah, a little curious. Some of the stuff they're not calling and some of the stuff they are calling. But, that's a great head fake, shot fake there by Levi. Get the defense up in the air and then go right through the nose hole, as Coach Schenk would say, get that defense moving and try to score. Levi
Lehman at the free throw line, shooting 2 for shot, no good. Earlier we talked about Adam Johnson, sending a shout-out to him and Safe Harbor for all they do. Well, his twin brother is also watching the game. Aaron Johnson, he says, let's go O's. Let's fight back into this one.
Yeah,
we agree.
Two Oriole greats and 2 great Oriole fans. So, hi, Aaron. Nice to see you tuned in.
Lehman at the free throw line. Second attempt is up and no good. And now Ann Arbor Skyline with the board, but
stepped out of bounds. Let my fandom come out a little bit there. I'm glad. Glad they called that because they missed those a few times today.
Yeah, still was like, wait a second, ref, Mr. Official, I was pushed out of bounds. Right. Well, that happened a couple times, like you said, to the Orioles too. Nice pass inside there. Gilchrist shot, no good. Rebound to Will Gardner. Coach Schenk said these guys were awfully long and athletic, and when I was down meeting Coach Lovelace and getting the starting lineup for Ann Arbor Skyline, these guys were walking past me, and I was like, holy cow, they got some skyscrapers. Yeah, you can tell from top to bottom when you look on that Ann Arbor Skyline roster. There are a lot of big, long kids, and you're going to see that this afternoon, too, when you see those Heartland Eagles. It's going to be different for our girls, and it is different for our guys to play against this type of length. They've got 4 guys on the roster listed at 6'5", 1 guy at 6'7", and they're without Jaden Potts, who Coach Schenk said is probably their best ball player, who's just junior. Right, and he's 6'5". Yep. All right, now Gardner working inside. He'll get the bucket, and it's an 18-point
And there's the
lead.
difference in the game, right? They're getting the ball 2 feet from the basket, and they're finding ways to finish those. And we're getting those shots as well, but we just aren't finishing them right now through contact.
Shot there by Schillinger. He underlaid it, and here comes Skyline. They'll work it inside. Shot is up. No good, but a foul called on the Orioles. Right now we have 1:41 left in the third quarter. Ann Arbor Skyline 42, Ludington 24. The Orioles trailed 22-11 at the end of the first quarter. They were down 32-19 at the half, and they trail now 42-24. They just little stagnant on offense. And then defensively, again, it's the theme where it's either an offensive rebound or it's being 1 second late on a rotation. And those little things add up to getting great shots for Skyline, and then Skyline is finishing those shots.
Where on the other end, we are finding ways to get kids wide open under the basket, Levi, Aiden Gilchrist, and we're just not finishing them. So, just a tale of two different ends of the floor there, finishing on one end and not able to finish.
I couldn't have put it any better than the way you just did that. That's a great observation right there, Warren. Great color commentary. Your point, right to the point. And 2 free throws there for the Eagles. Caleb Schleck now. Ann Arbor Skyline, stop Ludington. Here comes Lacombe, shot no good. Rebound to Will Gardner. And you're right, when the Orioles are getting those good looks, and they're just missing, and they're not getting the second chance opportunities like Ann Arbor Skyline is.
Exactly, and there's another, example. We have a pass just an inch out of the way, and Westhouse couldn't handle it, and then Peyton with that a little bit short on that finish. So just got to keep attacking the cup and, inch away, and you're working now every possession to be your best self and get what you can get.
Ann Arbor Skyline with a 20-point lead, 44-24. 1:12 to go in the third quarter. Gage Jones with it. Where's number 54? He'll get it to Holmes. His three-pointer's up, no good. Westhouse in there fighting for it, no good, but it ends up in the hands of Gage Jones.
Good battling by Westhouse, all possession, sealing, and then getting the tap out on the rebound.
Dylan Eaton now back. Holmes, his shot, no good. Rebound to Sam Kaling. On the court for the Orioles now, you have Westhouse, Eaton, Lacombe, Holmes, and Gage Jones. Shot near side on the baseline. That was missed right there by Caleb Schlecht. Holmes has it now. He'll give it to Gage Jones. Jones in the corner to Lacombe. His three-pointer no good. Rebound to Gage Jones. Jones to Eaton to Holmes. Holmes to Eaton. 26 seconds to go. Inside, now we're going to have a foul as Lacombe was undercut right there.
He was, and we had Peyton wide open again in the corner. Spence just missed him on that one more pass. But they found him on that lob, and we got a foul here before that shot.
We'd like to thank TJ Kelly, the boys' Motor City Roundball Classic coordinator, for their hospitality here at Ferndale High School. All right, Gage Jones with it. Boy, Ann Arbor Skyline is quick on the defense. There's a shot by Eaton, no good. Put back, up and in by Peyton Lacombe.
Broke the seal on that basket a little bit there. Great putback by Peyton, and you're right, Skyline is quick. Closeouts are one of the hardest things to do in basketball. But they're getting out there, and they're doing a great job of chopping their feet and breaking down.
2 seconds to go, and there's the buzzer, and the shot is counted. Oh, my. You think that he got it on? That was close right there.
I'm going to take the blame for that one. That always, I feel like, just happens to me. So it's the fact that I'm color commentary that went in.
And the shot there at the buzzer does count. So at the end of 3 here from Ferndale High School, your score, the Ann Arbor Skyline Eagles 46, the Ludington Orioles 26. Stay tuned. Welcome back to Ferndale High School, the 26th annual Motor City Roundball Classic. The Ludington Orioles trail the Ann Arbor Skyline Eagles 46-26 at the end of 3. Ludington outscored by the Eagles 14-7 in that third quarter. Scoring for the Orioles through 3 quarters: 7 for Schillinger, 2 for Lehman, 3 for Gilchrist. That's Aiden Gilchrist. 2 for Dylan Eaton, 2 for Gage Jones, and Peyton Lacombe, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 to lead the Orioles. We start play here. Ann Arbor Skyline with the basketball. That's number 22, Lucas Lynch, who's can tell is their main ball carrier.
Yeah, he sure is. And Ludington out in their 21 defense, and they've got to find a way to bottle up the energy here and bring it. Skyline kind of stalling, saying, hey, we're not going to let you sit back in that. We want you to come guard us.
And that's exactly what the Orioles do. Lacombe comes out. Now you got Lacombe out there with Holmes, Eaton, Gage Jones, and Matt Westhouse. There's a steal by Westhouse, and they'll give it up to Holmes.
And that's the problem with the stall, too. Sometimes you
get out of
they've done a great job of doing what they do, and then you
get out of rhythm.
Slow it down, you get out of rhythm.
Get out of rhythm and sink, yeah. All right, Westhouse with it now. He'll give it to Holmes. Holmes pass deflected, and there's a steal for Ann Arbor Skyline. Let's get that down a little there for you, Coach. There you go. You want to hear that voice of yours a little better.
Yeah.
So, all right. Here comes the Orioles. They trail by 20, 46-26. I want to remind you that the Oriole boys in action right back here tomorrow. 2:50 is the tip-off time. We should be on the air around 2:35, between 2:35 and 2:40 with the House of Flavors Manufacturing pregame show. Ludington taking on Detroit Cass Tech right back here at Ferndale High School tomorrow. And
case in point there, you know, you got a couple possessions with Spence and Gage where, you know, those passes that are they can make against the Manastees of the world, you know, they can't make them against kids that are this long. And they just, you know, that's just playing teams like this. That's why we're here.
Exactly. Good point on that. So the Ludington girls will be playing a bit later this afternoon, 5:40. The tip-off is scheduled over at Westfield Prep High School in Redford, and they will be taking on the Heartland Eagles.
I see the girls cheering these boys on here.
Yep.
I see
I was going to say,
Ryan Rohr looks like she's been busy. I got some really tight braids down there. She's the team hair braider, so they're going to be ready to go.
Yep, I see your team all right down there in the front row cheering on their Orioles here. Ludington has some substitutions. David Sunshine Schillinger checks into the game, as does Cole Anthus. Cole is a 5'7" junior. He wears number 2. Also in Levi Lehman, number 11. Out there with Lacombe and number 21, Aiden Gilchrist. Now we're going to have a foul called. We'd like to thank Crown and Cork, another of our great sponsors, open Tuesday through Thursday, 4:30 to 9 p.m., and Friday and Saturdays, 4:30 to 10. They're located at 502 West Loomis, across from the Ludington Marina. That's Crown and Cork, a sponsor of the Orioles here on the Orioles Sports Network. Three-pointer drilled right there by Sam Kaling.
Yep, and that's just, America's play. The inbounder passes it, and he fills that void in the corner when they dribble out, and they go right back to him, and he gets the three. We got to recognize that. I mean, every team in America has that as their out-of-bounds play, including Ludington.
Yep, Ann Arbor Skyline 49, Ludington 26. There's a pass deflected right there, and let's see here. Anthus goes back and retrieves it. Now he's being harassed. Yeah, these Ann Arbor Skyline, they put up 49 points, but they're also their defense.
Yeah, they've been playing pretty well.
Pretty impressive.
It's just that it goes back to, when you're trying to attack gaps like Ludington is, sometimes they appear open and then their closeouts are so good, plus they're so long that by the time you dribble into those gaps, they're gone.
The Orioles will be taking on Detroit Cass Tech tomorrow. They're a member of the Detroit Public Schools League, and I think they're 3-0. You thought they defeated?
I think they beat Saginaw Arthur Hill yesterday.
Last night?
I've talked to Coach Schenk last night, and I know he said they played well, so I would assume that they won. And, that's a great Detroit public school team. Obviously, they're a powerhouse of football, but they've always had good basketball teams as well, so that'll be another great test for the Orioles tomorrow.
Well, their first two wins came against Southfield Arts and Technology, 73-24, and Detroit Denby, 74-44. Before their win last night against Saginaw Arthur Hill. We don't have a score on that yet. Schillinger did get one of two free throws right there.
10-second call by
Good job.
Refs. Great defense by the Orioles. Cole Anthus and David Schillinger harassing that ball handler and forcing that 10-second call. Great job.
The Orioles trail 49-27. Oriole basketball, 5:32 to go in this ball game.
A time like this, too, Coach Schenk, I'm sure, is talking to those guys.
Oh! Activate the Peyton Lacombe Dunkometer.
There it is, the putback slam.
The putback slam. I mean, we've seen him get a number of dunks in different ways this year. The one-hander, the two-hander with authority, and a reverse dunk. And that's the first time we've seen one off the glass on an offensive rebound. And he put that down.
He put it down with a little bit of an exclamation point there, maybe let some frustration
out. A little
out.
bit of thunder right there, exactly.
Great box out by Cole Anthus on the other end, and we finally got a call there. So we're going to have Cole Anthus step up to the free throw line, see if we can cut this lead down by a point or two.
12 points for Peyton Lacombe in the on the ball game, and he now has 7 dunks on the season, and give him 28 for his Ludington varsity career.
That's pretty awesome. How the game has changed. When I was in high school, that dunking was a thing we dreamed about doing. And, the great Chad Holmes, that was a big deal when he got one when I was a kid.
Yeah, and I remember Jim Carey playing back when I was, in school in the 80s, and I think Jim Carey only had a couple dunks in his varsity career. Cole Anthus at the free throw line. He gets both free throws. Ludington trails 49-31, 5:10 left in the game. Again, the Orioles back here tomorrow against Detroit Cass Tech. Look at that. Good defense there by the Orioles.
There again, Cole Anthus and Aiden Gilchrist harassing that ball handler and goes right off his leg out of bounds.
Anthus will trigger the ball into Schillinger. 4:58 to go. The Orioles trail 49-31.
as I was saying when Peyton got that dunk, is, as a coach right now, you're just telling your team, hey, we got to chip away and try to win every possession. It's not about, you're not going to get 18 points. You're just trying to get better possession by possession, and the Orioles are doing that right now.
There's a steal. There's a block by Lacombe. Great job by Peyton Lacombe on that block right there. If you look at these Ann Arbor Skyline Eagles, there's some tall pine trees out there.
Sure.
I'll tell you what.
Peyton kind of looked back at him, too, just to let him know that he did that. I like that. A little bit of mean streak there.
Because we saw Cole Anthus with the ball here just a little bit ago. Boy, there's some contact there. No call, and here comes the Eagles. 49-31. Ball goes off of Will Gardner right there out of bounds, and it'll be Oriole basketball. I was saying a couple possessions ago, Cole Anthus had the ball taken from him. A guy who was outguarded, who was about 6'5", almost a full foot taller than Cole Anthus.
Yeah, a little difference there in the height when you get Cole next to some of those guys. But what he lacks maybe in that department, he's got in the heart. There's no doubt about it.
Got a timeout on the floor. Ludington trails 49-31, 4:18 to go in the game. We want to thank Benedict's Auto Center, providing the best in auto body repairing and painting since the 40s. Benedict's Auto Center would like to remind you to exercise extra caution on the road. However, if you do end up with a scrape, if you're an offender bender, or if you suffer major collision damage, call Mike Benedict, 231-613-4111. Benny also reminds you that it is your choice when it comes to selecting the car repair business. That's Benedict's Auto Center, 1742 US 10 between Ludington and Scottville. And also a shout out to Lundquist Furniture, West Michigan's largest furniture store, located at 203 North Main Street, downtown Scottville. Family owned and operated since 1940. For your furniture needs, call Lundquist, 231-757-3368. And a shout out to Smith & Eddy Insurance, our exclusive post-game sponsor. Smith & Eddy Insurance of Ludington, Scottville, and Manistee, carrying business foremost in insurance and community support. For peace of mind, let Smith & Eddy handle all of your insurance needs. And we'd like to send a shout out to Randy Bowden. I was talking to Randy earlier today, of course, owns the Tiki and the Stearns Motel. Great guy. He's a big Oriole fan. Likes to listen to him on WMOM as well as watch him on the Oriole Sports Network. I told him I'd send him a shout out, and we were talking quite a bit about the tournament. So shout out to Randy Bowden. All right, Orioles with the basketball. Gilchrist has it, deflected right there, and ends up with Sunshine Schillinger. Schillinger, nice move in the lane, shot blocked. Lacombe in the paint, shot up and in, and a foul. Whoa!
Great job by Peyton. He's exerting himself here in this fourth quarter. This is his senior year. He's in Detroit. Not speaking for him, but you can kind of tell he wants it.
You got to love the aggressiveness out there and the intensity that Peyton is showing. I mean, he's always very talented ball player, but you can tell with his body language.
Correct. He's going out and taking it. He's not waiting for it to come for him. He's playing within the team, but then going and getting it.
Exactly.
I love to see it.
Lacombe completes the three-point play, and the Orioles have cut into that Ann Arbor Skyline lead. They trail now 49-34. Orioles full court defense right there. Now they'll get it ahead, and there's a shot up, no good there by Abdul Aziz. Second offensive rebound.
You get a quick shot, which is what you want, being down 18 or 16, and then you give up the offensive rebound.
Yep, and there's a nice move. And will the basket count? It should count.
Should count, and one.
Schillinger, yes, the basket does count. Sunshine Schillinger with the basket, and he's going to go to the free throw line.
Got to clean it up on the other end. We're obviously trying to get Skyline to play up tempo here, being down, and we are succeeding in that mission. But then you give up the quick offensive rebound. It's just a killer.
Schillinger gets the free throw to complete the three-point play the old-fashioned way. Now Ludington trails 51-37. Here come the Eagles. Shot is up and in. Give the bucket to Ben Still. As you said, Ludington worked so hard to get in, and then Skyline comes right back and gets a quick basket.
Yeah, that's just a killer.
Schillinger.
Give and take. You want to push the issue, but then you're giving up a little on the back end.
Schillinger draws the foul. He'll go to the free throw line. 3:06 to go. Ludington trails 53-37. Special shout out, good friend of mine, Phil Apple Schultz, who is from the Detroit area, originally from Sterling Heights, and he's here watching the game, taking in our Ludington Orioles.
That's awesome. That's another cool thing about being down here. Anyone that has a connection to Ludington, that they can be here in person seeing us, which is really great.
Apples loves Ludington. He's been there many times. And I've come down to visit him many times here in this neck of the woods.
Yeah, I think Amanda Stowe is going to be at the girls' game this evening, so that'll be really cool for her to get to see us play in person.
Oh, it'll be great to see Mandy. Schillinger gets both free throws. Ludington trails 53-39, 3:06 to go in the ball game. With the ball for the Eagles, 34, Will Gardner. Work it inside, shot no good there by Kaling, and Lacombe with the rebound ahead to Schillinger. Schillinger, three-pointer off the mark. He'll get the rebound, though, in the lane, shot up and in. Great follow-up there by Sunshine
Great
Schillinger.
Job, yeah. Short on that shot, and he's the one who knows. He shot it, and he went and got it. Great seal by Peyton to allow him to explode up and score.
Hey, you got to love it. Coach Thad Shank, just like your teams, there's never going to be quit in your teams or Coach Shank's teams. They got down by 20 right here, but they've clawed back into this one. Well, still there's 240. There's a mountain to climb yet. Right. They trail 53-41, but they're making a good showing of it, aren't they, Warren?
Yeah, they sure are. And and Coach Shank's not going to quit, and that coaching staff's not going to quit as well. You see that score. He's calling a quick timeout to set up some full court pressure here to try to get another turnover. There's so much you can learn from situations like this, whether you're down 2 or down 12.
Yep. We'd like to thank McGee Insurance Group, your number one Oriole fans. Auto Owners Insurance Group, a winning combination. We'll work with you to insure your home, auto, business, and life to keep everything you value safe, sound, and secure. Auto Owners Insurance, the no problem people. Visit the McGee Insurance Group in Ludington today or at www.mcgeeins.com. McGee Insurance Group, proud to support Ludington area school sports. And a shout out as well to Urca Auto Center. Urca's is Mason County's only locally owned new car dealer, serving Mason County for the past 4 generations. Urca Auto Center, your one place to shop for all of your automotive needs. Well, 2:40 to go in the game. Ludington trails 53-41. Have you enjoyed your experience doing some color commentary?
Great. I appreciate you thinking of me. I had told you I would.
You did early in the year.
Help out anytime that there was things. It's great to see it, and
I gave Coach. Yep.
It's cool to be calling. Coach Shank's games. He's had such a big impact on my life, and I just love to be here to watching the boys. It's really awesome.
I told Coach Shank. I said, "Hey, Warren has volunteered to do some color commentary if the chance presents itself." And Dad just got a big smile on his face. He goes, "Good."
Yeah, Ludington with a little center fielder action coming out and just let that easy inbound. And
Skyline working the ball. And now a foul will be called on Peyton Lacombe, and I believe that's only his second foul. I know he was called for that offensive foul earlier, what you and I talked about.
The phantom.
Yeah.
I don't think, did they count that as a foul? They shouldn't have if they did.
I'm not. Yeah, exactly. I was going to say. I was thinking about that one for a little bit. Like I said, the thing that really hurt on that one, the basket was good on it, and did not count. Anyway, right now, 2:17 to go in the game. Ludington trails 53-41. Shot no good. Second chance. There's another second chance
rebound.
right there.
I mean, that is one of the big stories of this game, without a doubt.
Ben Still, and you look at the majority of the points scored by the Eagles. Kaling, also Still, Kaling number 3, Still number 13, James Harrison Jr., and Lucas Lynch has been their main bell cow when it comes to carrying the ball.
Yeah, when you look back at this film and Coach breaks it down, there's no doubt in my mind that it's a 14-point game right now, that there's been more points and offensive rebounds than that this game. So, that's a big thing, and the great thing about playing in a 2-day tournament like this or showcase like this is that you can hammer that tonight and tomorrow morning at breakfast with these boys and say, hey, that's something that we can work on as a group and kind of set a goal for yourself. Mm-hmm. And against Cass Tech, you can't give up that many offensive rebounds.
Orioles trailed 22-11 at the end of one. They were down 32-19 at the half after being outscored by the Eagles 10-8 in that second stanza. They were outscored 14-7 in the third quarter. They trailed 46-26 entering this fourth quarter. Right now, Ludington trails 55-41, 2:06 left in this ball game, the 26th annual Motor City Roundball Classic here at Ferndale High School. And a little bit later this afternoon, it's a little after 4 right now.
Yeah, we're leaving probably about 10 minutes, so I think I'll catch the end of this game. Hopefully, I might have to run off, but
we're going to have the
girls around 4:10, 4:15 to head over there.
I was going to say we're going to have a very short post-game show sponsored by Smith & Eddy as with Thad Shank, and then we got to hit the road over to your girls' game, which will be over at Westfield Prep High School down the Southfield Freeway. It's about a little over 13 miles. TripAdvisor says it's a 19-minute drive, and it's heading over from Ferndale over to Redford.
Yep.
Okay.
Nice little drive down the Southfield there.
Right now, Ludington trails in boys basketball 55-41 to the Ann Arbor Skyline.
Game too, Scoop.
Yes, we do. Thanks for bringing that to my attention. Ethan Harvey, number 44, 6'2" junior, also checking in. Our player in the spotlight, the Safe Harbor Credit Union player in the spotlight, number 24, Caleb Smith, a 6'2" senior. And
Chase
also
Hackert, number 15, is in the game, junior.
Chase is a 6' junior.
And Ryan Millspaw, number 32, also checking in.
And Ryan is a 5'10" junior. So Coach
and
Thad
Dylan
Schenk.
Eaton back in as well.
Yep, and they joined Dylan Eaton out there. 1:35 to go. You know, one thing, and we talked about it, Warren, when things are going down like that, and the Orioles were down by 20, you know, that's when you dig deep and you find, you face that adversity and you find the character in your players.
That's the truth. And like we've said so many times, you find little goals to set for yourself and a team. You know, it's not about the final score. It's about all those little things in the game.
And making yourself, improving and making yourself a better person. There's a three-pointer, and give that to Luke Williams, who's checked into the ball game for Skyline, 6'2" guard, and he is a junior. Millspaw with it for the Orioles. 58 seconds to go now to Caleb Smith. Smith will dish it back now to Hackert, to Eaton. Dylan Eaton in the lane, the jump step. Now to Caleb Smith. You know, that jump step, I think that's a lot. You see Ludington doing that, both boys and girls.
Yeah, there's a lot of that jump hop, kind of that pro hop, and then also a lot of stride stops out there.
And you get a lot of officials who call that a travel.
Yep, they sure will.
Dylan Eaton with it now. Millspaw will work it in to Harvey. Harvey pass tip there. It ends up with Eaton. 28 seconds to go in the game. The Orioles trail 58-41. Dylan Eaton now gives it to Caleb Smith. Ball batted away. Smith will go back and get it. Now we have an over and back. No, are they going to call?
They're going to call foul.
Oh, okay.
Number 12 there.
I was going to say that could have been an over and back.
Caleb
Warren, yeah.
Smith there to the ground.
So a foul called on the Eagles, and I believe it's called on Luke Williams, and Caleb Smith will go to the free throw line. You know, you look at the first half, I think a grand total of maybe 6 fouls were called, maybe 5 or 6 on both teams. This half, you've got Ludington in the double bonus right now.
Yep, yeah, and that's hard for kids to, we talked all the first half that, they got to adjust. And then you start trying to adjust, and then they tighten up the whistles. But that happens. That is life. You have to play beyond it. They're certainly not losing this game because of the referees.
No, not at all. By no means. Caleb Smith gets 1 of 2 free throws, and the Orioles trail 58-42. 14 seconds left in the ball game. Ann Arbor Skyline about to move to 4-1 on the season. The Orioles will fall to 2-3. 6.2 seconds to go. You know, we said coming into this game, a few breaks, the Orioles could have been 4-0 coming into this game, Warren.
Mm-hmm. Yes, they sure could.
The losses to Puffer and Benzie Central, you know, those were tough losses, particularly the Puffer, the first game of the year where they lost in overtime. And then the Benzie Central, they lost to Puffer 63-59, and they ended up losing to Benzie Central 69-61. And they throttled both Manistee and the other win,
West Michigan,
coming against West Michigan Christian. There's the buzzer. Your final score here in the 26th annual Motor City Roundball Classic, the game between our Ludington Orioles and the Ann Arbor Skyline Eagles. Ann Arbor Skyline 58, Ludington 42. And we'll be back in not long here on the Oriole Sports Network.